So my name is Sphere, but they both rhyme, right? They both end in that ear sound. And so this is a sphere, a round ball that you can hold. My last name is Sphere. Okay, can you guys say sphere?
But you're the
Like at the tool, the spear that people used to use to like hunt. Yeah, that's like what my name is.
Oh no!
Did I lose something? Thank you. What's your name? Leo? Oh, these are falling apart. That's okay. So is it just here? Oh, great. So we're learning every week. Okay, so anyhow, you guys really know my name by now, right? What's my last name? Sphere. We know it's not a circle, but I'm glad we got to talk about that. So here's one thing that's really going to help me today. We are going to have time to talk. All of you will have time to talk, I promise. But if Mrs. Spear is talking, I don't want you to interrupt, okay? If you have something important to say, please raise your hand. If I can't answer it right then I will either ask you afterwards or I'll have you stay on the rug with me to talk to me about it, okay? Because sometimes you have really good things to say and I want to hear them, but sometimes we can't talk about them like right in the moment because we're doing other stuff. Does that seem fair to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So here's a little secret about me, a couple secrets. One is that I have a son who's also in first grade, and his name is Logan, and he loves first grade. But he's not actually in this school because we live in Grayling. He goes to school in Grayling. And another first grade secret about me is that used to be my job. I used to teach first grade for a long time, and the kids I taught are all like big grown-ups now. But because I used to teach that grade, now I have a super special job that I get to work with teachers that teach kindergarten and first grade and go into their classrooms and show them some things about teaching kids to read and to write and working with students like you. And we work together. And you know what? No one learns to read at the same pace. Isn't that cool to know? Like, I didn't learn to read at the same pace as some of my other friends when I was little either. But you're all going to make progress in your reading this year, and Miss LaHaye is going to help you do that. So one of the ways you're going to become good readers this year is really thinking and talking about words. You definitely need to know your letters, right? Your letters and your sounds. We're going to do a little bit of a sound game in a little bit this morning. But you also need to learn big words. And I'm going to teach you some really big words today. Are you guys ready for really big words today? Thumbs up. Oh, no, not. Thumbs up if you're ready for really big words today. Okay. I'm going to start to teach you those words. And then we're going to read a special story that was one of my favorites to read when I taught first grade from this book, Frog and Toad Are Friends. If you know this story, give me a thumbs up. If someone has read this story to you, give me a thumbs up. Okay, great. If you've never seen this story, give me a thumbs up. Okay. If you've never read this story before, I really can almost guarantee you're going to love the one I'm going to read. And if you guys like the story I read today, there are 4 different books by the same author. His name is Arnold Lobel. I brought 2 of them today. He has 4 different ones. So if you like these stories, when you go to the library, you can check them out. And you can read like 20 stories about these 2 friends who are named Frog and Toad. Okay? We'll just leave it for now and I'll fix it. Will we be okay to just ignore it for now?
Yeah.
Maybe put some new tape on it? Okay, great. So, first word. Are you guys ready for this first word?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
The first word we're going to talk about today is a word that you're going to use throughout first grade, okay? And it's kind of a big word to understand. It's called a trait. Can you guys say trait? Trait. Now, we think of a trait when we think about characters in a story or when we think about people. All of you are people, right? And you all have ways that you act. So I'm going to give you an example of a trait. A trait is a word we can use to talk about someone and tell how they act and what they're like. For instance, can you hold this thought for a second, or is it really, really important, like right now? Was it? It's okay to hold on to it? Okay. What's your name? Addison. We will talk afterwards, I promise, okay? So, a trait. One trait that you could use to describe a person, you might even describe people in this class this way, is helpful, okay? We learn about people, and if they are helpful, by the words they say. For instance, I might know if someone's helpful if Miss LaHaye drops some papers on the floor, and then one of you says to her, "Can I help you pick up those papers?" Those words tell me, oh, that person likes to help because they're offering to help. So we can learn about people by their words, okay? we can also learn about people by their actions. What you do is an action. So if you're trying to reach something up in the closet and you can't reach it, and along comes one of your buddies and says, oh, I can get that for you, and reaches it for you and hands you whatever you couldn't reach up on that shelf, that action of reaching and handing you that thing would be showing that you're helpful, okay? The trait of being helpful. Another way that we know about people, besides the words they say, the things they do, their actions, also their feelings. When you talk about how you feel. So if you say, it makes me feel happy inside when I help someone else because they smile, that's showing how you feel. And it's also showing that you are happy to be helpful. So helpful is one trait. Can you say that word trait again? Trait. And again, trait is a word we use to describe people or characters in a story. And the story, like I told you that we're going to read today, is going to be the two characters in the story are going to be Frog and who else? Okay, great. So, really big words. Are we ready? Can this question wait, or does it have to? Do you have a question about trait, Betty?
I have a big one.
Oh, you have a big word. Is it a trait word that you're thinking?
Not really.
Okay. Can I talk to you about it afterwards? Thank you. I really appreciate you guys are waiting because I also want to warn you, and I'm going to tell Ms. LaHaye this too, and all the teachers. You have a couple friends here to watch us today. We're going to do a lot today. And if this were my first grade classroom, I would never do this much with you at one time. But I only get to be here like this morning. So we're going to work really hard for kind of a long period of time. But then Ms. LaHaye can do these things with you in shorter times. Because she's with you every day. And unfortunately, I am not with you every day. Okay, you're doing great. Yes?
I know a rhyming word with trait.
Oh,
Try.
tray and trait. Those start the same.
There
that
was a
two
tray
are-
in our class.
Are you saying tray?
Yeah.
Oh, tray and
That's
trait.
tray.
They're almost the same. Okay, let's think about that.
Yes, what
Tray,
else is in it? What
something changes. I want you to all think about that. Let's think about the word tray. We hear tray. Can you guys say tray?
Tray.
Tray. Now I want you to say trait.
Trait.
Something changes. Give me a thumbs up if you know what changes between tray and trait. There's something that changes. Yes.
It's like trained and it's trait.
So what sound is different? You're right.
Because it's called tray, and the other words and the other words ends with a T, and tray starts ends with an A.
If you knew that answer too, and you were thinking, like, give yourself a pat on the back, because that is right. Tray ends in the A sound, tray, and trait ends in the T sound, but they both have that beginning sound together. So that was some good thinking. Okay, we're ready for another trait. Ready? Okay, this is a big, long word. The word is compassionate. Is that a long word? Can you all say compassionate?
Compassionate.
Let's clap this word out. Ready? Compassionate. Let's do it again. Ready? Compassionate. Compassionate is a huge word, you guys. When you have the trait of being compassionate, it means that you have feelings and you show how you feel for other people. You show how you care for them with your actions. So here's a picture of that, and you know what? In a few minutes, you're each going to get a card that has the same thing in it, and you'll get to hold it. So if you can't see it really well right now, you'll get a really good chance to look at it, okay? This is a picture of one little person. I think it could be a boy or a girl. It's one of the reasons I like this picture. So let's say she fell down because she was walking her dog, and the leash got wrapped around her legs, and she fell down. And along comes this other little person to help her up, showing that he cares because this person fell down and feeling bad and saying, oh, I'll help you up, showing and being compassionate and knowing that the other person could use some help. Another way you can show you're compassionate, besides helping out and showing how you care, is by how you act to someone, the things you do with them, like hugging somebody, giving somebody a kiss. If you see a friend that's sad and crying and you say, are you okay? Can I help you? That would show that you're compassionate and you care for that person. And I liked this picture of these two polar bears hugging as another way for us to remember compassionate. Because these pictures, boys and girls, I put them on with the words so that we can have a picture in our minds. When you think of the word compassionate, you might also think of the word caring, helping someone up or giving someone a hug shows that you're compassionate. Okay? All right, we're going to look at Mrs. Spear, and we're going to say that big word again. Ready? Compassionate. Good, say it again.
Compassionate.
Excellent. Okay, new word. Ready? Okay. The next word is loyal. Can you say loyal? Loyal. Thumbs up if you've heard the word loyal before. Loyal? Okay, if you haven't, thumbs down. If you have, but you don't know what it means, thumbs sideways. Okay? All right, so some people know and some people don't, and that's okay. This is a big word for first graders to think about. When you are loyal to somebody, you're always there for them. You're there for your friend, or I took a picture of a girl and a dog because dogs are very well known for being loyal and always being there for their owners. If you have a dog or another pet that's always there for you all the time, give me a thumbs up. And if you have more than one, you can show me with your fingers. Like I have 2 dogs, I'm gonna hold up 2 fingers. Yep, you don't have to tell me, you can just show me with your fingers, right? Okay, so remember, you don't have to tell Mrs. Spear with your fingers, right? So lots of you have loyal pets in your house. But guess what? Characters and stories and people. Eyes on Mrs. Spear? Mrs. Spear's turn, okay? Who's my friend in the pretty pink skirt? Do you have something you need to say about loyal? Or can that idea wait that you were thinking? Okay. Is your dog loyal?
Yeah, he's loyal because he always listens.
Always there for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe your cat's not. So if your cat ran away and doesn't come back, it doesn't mean your cat's not loyal. Maybe your cat's just lost and doesn't know how to get back to your house, right? Okay, hands down for just a minute, okay? So when you're loyal, you're always there for someone. That means in a first grade classroom, boys and girls, you have probably good friends, right? Does everyone have like a good friend that they play with every day in your classroom or out at recess? And give me a thumbs up if your friends are always in a good mood or always super, super nice to you. Does that always happen? Or sometimes are our friends kind of in a bad mood or like kind of not as nice as usual if they're having a bad day? That happens to everybody, right? But when you're a loyal friend, you're always there for that person and you try and say to them, it doesn't mean they can treat you badly, but it means you can say, hey, I noticed you aren't really playing with me today. Are you okay? What can I do to help you? That's also showing that you're compassionate for them. But you always are there with that person, okay? So it's like standing by them, being there for them all the time, okay? And my dog, she's always, I have a dog who kind of looks like this. Her name is Mazzy. She's always there for me. And she knows if I'm sad, especially she comes and sits like right near me. And when I work in my office from home, she sits underneath my feet, underneath my desk, so I like barely move because she wants to be with me all the time because she's so loyal and always wants to be by me, okay? Let's say loyal one more time. Loyal. If you have a pet that's loyal, today when you go home, hug your pet and say, thanks for being so loyal to me. You can do that because now you know what that means. All right, new word, ready? We can share stories later, I promise, okay? Hands up. This is the next word. You got your house. This is another huge word. Are you ready? We're going to clap it out. This word is perseverance. Can you say perseverance? Just say it first. Ready? Perseverance. All right, now let's try and clap it out. Perseverance. Okay, one more time. Perseverance. This is a huge word, and remind me of your name again, buddy?
Julio.
Julio? Julio brought this up, actually, showing perseverance, when he talked about how right now we can't read. In first grade, boys and girls, you're going to have to show perseverance. And when you show perseverance as a character or as a person, you don't give up. You keep on trying. You keep on going. That's right. And so, boys and girls, I have a picture on here that's connected to a book. If you've read the book, The Little Engine That Could, give me a thumbs up. Okay, in this story, there's a train, okay? And there's these train cars. Again, you'll get this picture in a few minutes to look at it. These little animals are all stranded. Their train car broke down, and they can't get up over this big hill to go get their toys and their treats to the little children on the other side of the hill. And so, they're begging all these big trains that go by, please help us, please help us. And all these trains are like, I'm too big. I'm too busy. I'm not helping you. And so these toys start to get so sad because they want to be delivered to the boys and girls.